Let's see, so...
Relax for a minute.
And that solicitor upstairs. Why do you think he's here?
I think solicitors are Mother's favorite kind of people. Can't remember ever having a family event without one tucked away in a room somewhere. Due diligence always trumped the family.
I think he's here to cut us from her will.
Very ridiculous. Imagine the scandal if the firstborn son didn't pick up the torch. That will never happen.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and Mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Emma Carlyle,
See what she's got to say.
can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
She could be a suspect in my
I
opinion.
might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Let's see. She has seen nothing out of the ordinary except that Zachary appeared depressed after an apparent loss of his sister, Madame Carlyle. Wait, but Madame Carlyle isn't dead. But is it because she's pretending to be dead? That they... Oh, right, maybe because she's faking her death. So, he thought she was dead, so he was depressed. And it turned out she's just faking it. And then he killed himself. Well, that's what we're led to believe, but... So I think we need to find one more person. And it's her.
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you want to ask?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Okay, so who do you think it is? Because I don't have a clue. Let's have a look at the what we've got so far. We need to speak to Edward. So I don't know where Edward is. We'll find him. I think he's here. And that's him. Yep.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all, I have a speech to write.
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff were all the company he had. Anything else I can...
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
Okay. We've questioned everyone now. So now all that's left to do is investigate their rooms. I don't know why they're... Oh, the alibi is confirmed for them. There's more evidence that I can find in their rooms, so I think. Apparently there's one more piece of evidence in this room, I believe. Rebecca's room. It says there's one more clue. I'm not sure where to look.
Such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
You're asking too much, lady.
Coming along inside.
So I think we can speak to
Rosie,
her.
tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
Okay, so let's find what is going to tell me about that then. So I think that's Patrick's alibi. Confirmed. So we need to find out about Mr. Fernsby. So I think we need to find his room.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
So it's locked. I don't have anything to pick it with. So what I think we'll do is we'll try find a crowbar somewhere.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick.
What do you know?
I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one.
Are they saying
Tough
anything?
sometimes.
And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must believe Zachary was murdered. Why else ask him to snoop around? I feel weak in my knees from all the tension here.
Don't worry, I'm sure everything will settle down soon.
Okay, we found it. Right. Let's unlock it. We're in. Apparently, what's that? What? She's talking to them all. So what's that telling me then? There's a key, master key for all the rooms, I guess. What's in there? Zachary's half-burnt diary.
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident.
Painkillers.
And 47.
Lethal if you use
The
enough of them.
handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
So, we found all the clues in his office. Zachary's half-burnt diary. Found burnt in the fireplace of Mr. Fernsby's office. The diary details how Zachary and Alexa conspired to murder their older brother Montgomery, and how Mr. Fernsby helped them cover up the accident. Zachary was still plagued by guilt, and with Alexa presumed dead, he planned to publicly confess to his crimes. Curiously, the handwriting does not match the suicide note found in Zachary's bedroom, so that's a big deal. A list written by Mr. Fernsby, the butler. It details various preparations for tomorrow's pretend funeral and a photo to shoot scheduled for today by the fountain in the garden. The handwriting does not match Zachary Carlyle's suicide note. So that means Mr. Fernsby didn't write the suicide note, which is interesting also. A jar of pills found in Mr. Fernsby's office. The pills are lethal in large doses but do not match the marks on Zachary Carlyle's body and could therefore not have been the murder weapon. So it's not Mr. Fernsby then.
No, I know.
No, I
Can't
know.
help but wonder. Did all the groceries arrive?
So I'm going to Emma and Gregory's room, and I'm going to try find all the evidence in here. So there was something there. I'm guessing this cane must be something. It's got an exclamation mark. Yeah. Do you like dags? Let's see. An old cane with a knob shaped like the head of a bulldog. I don't know why that's a clue. What's that? Greenhouse keychain.
A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
Ah, there we go. Scan the shoes. See what it says. Shoes and footprints found in Emma Gregory's room. So, What kind of footprints? Does it have blood on it, or is it mud? So that means they went to the greenhouse, I'm guessing. Okay. So I'm in Rebecca's room, as you can see here. And I found the evidence on the laptop, but I'm guessing I couldn't find anything else, so I'm guessing you've got to use the camera again. It's probably something here, is my guess. Oh, yeah. So what now? Oh, yeah. So what does it say? Rebecca Carlyle's notebook found in the bedroom in which she was staying. The notes concern various Carlyle assets as well as a board meeting from the night before. The handwriting does not match Zachary's suicide note. Interesting. Right, so she's clean. So who've we got left then? So viable suspects. They're not suspects. But I think I can find more evidence in their rooms. Emma Carlyle's room. I need to find her room. So my guess is it's over here. But I don't think I can get to it.
Just keep calm.
So I can go through here. I can open this. I'm trespassing. Oh god. Who's he? Let's see if we can find any evidence in there. Soda can. Oh, that's not good.
What the? Stand by to stand by.
We're in a bit of a predicament here. He's looking right there. I'm stood in a really bad spot right now. I'm just gonna run for the door. Just go. Just go. Right, we're sweet, we're sweet. I think this might be... Oh, this is Zachary's room. Okay, I'll be right back when I find the room I need. So I looked it up, and it turns out you've got to go to the greenhouse to find some more information. And I think Emma is in the greenhouse, so we're gonna go there. Is that the greenhouse?
It's not funny at all. Something bad must have happened for Madame Carlyle.
I don't know where the greenhouse is. I'm gonna find out. I think the greenhouse is through the maze.
Greetings, sir.
Yep, there is. I'm gonna complete the case, and then I'll be thinking about how I'm gonna take Madame Carlyle out. But for now, let's get in here. We're in.
Emma Carlyle in the greenhouse. How curious. Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
Damn it!
Let's use this. Oh, you see?
You startled me.
This is a table showing
Poison
doses.
dose. What did it say? Poison dosage.
He spent most of his
Something is
life in
circled
here
47.
with these plants.
Female, age 65 to 79, 60 to
Anyway,
64
I'll be
kilograms.
outside if you need me.
I'd
If you'd
say
excuse
Madame
me.
Carlyle is next in line for a poisoning. You have uncovered enough evidence to tell Madame Carlyle that Emma is the murderer. Quite the detective, 47.
Right.
I'm impressed. I suggest you go tell Mr. Fernsby. Unless you think there are more secrets to uncover.
So I've looked it up, and it turns out this cane, wherever it is actually useful. You need it for something in... I think it's in Zachary's room. I can't remember. So it turns out you don't use this cane in Zachary's room. You come through here, and you come round here somewhere. I think it's here. Here we go. The secret mysterious switch. We got it. We're uncovering everything today. Montgomery's long lost letter. That's what it says. I thought that woman would say something.
An old letter, 47.
Oh, there we go.
You're
What?
an excellent detective, 47. Uncovering truths half a century old. If you frame it correctly, I believe you could use the information to convince Madame Carlyle that Zachary committed suicide.
So, a renunciation letter from the late Montgomery Carlyle in which he forfeits his claim to the Carlyle Empire and states his intention to marry a local girl called Jane. He suggests that his little sister, Alexa, takes over his future responsibilities as head of the family. The letter is dated 46 years ago and was never opened. Pretty weird. So now we can go speak to Mr. Fernsby.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
So what do you guys think? Who should I blame? I think I've got an idea who I'm gonna say it was.
Looking good today, sir.
We've got clearance. You can't come up here unless he is with you.
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Where's she at? Here we go. Let's see.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat, please. Go ahead.
Guess what?
Your brother committed suicide.
I need to see some evidence to believe that, Mr. Whitmer.
Zachary was found dead in a room locked from the inside. He died from a rare poisonous plant he cultivated himself. He believed you were dead, and a suicide note explained that he did not have the courage to go on without you.
That's what I don't buy. I cared for him deeply, but the truth is he hated my guts. My death would not make him commit suicide, I can promise you that.
Perhaps the death of your older brother, Montgomery, then. I have found evidence showing that you and Zachary killed him nearly 50 years ago. I believe that was when Zachary turned recluse. Your brother recently uncovered proof that your past deeds were for nothing. A letter from Montgomery stating that he wanted you, Madame Carlyle, to take over from your father instead of himself, as you were better suited to the job. Everything would have turned out the way you wanted, without anyone dying. What broke Zachary once, now destroyed him.
And you saw this letter?
I did.
Oh, Zachary. How royally I fucked up. Mr. Whitmer, I'm sorry, I just need to gather my thoughts. Right. The payment for your services, have you decided on an amount?
Arthur Edwards. You have a file on him.
Arthur Edwards. How do you... I see. Well played. For many, many years, I feared what I'd see when I finally met death. And now you sit before me, and I feel only peace. You see, I believe life is a fair fight, and I lost spectacularly in every way imaginable. It is time for me to leave the pit. Oh, before I get to that, your reward. The file you want is in the safe.
Hello, sir.
A last wish from a dying woman.
We got him, we got him.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
A last wish from a dying woman.
So that's a
Get
glitch.
Edwards and make him suffer. So long.
This fella out here. It's a bit too close for comfort, him, innit? Oh!
What?
Mission complete. Well done, 40.
That's because her brother, or whoever he was, killed himself, so she's just given up. Oh man. I didn't even realise that was going to happen. Oh my god. That's a great ending. Right, we did it. We got the case file. She committed suicide. We eliminated her. We solved this case. Now, let's go.
What did she say?
Well,
That was nice. That was a good ending. So, hope you enjoyed the video, guys, because that's the end. We're gonna leave the estate, ride off on a motorcycle into the sunset, and that's that. So, like and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see you next time.
They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!